There are two ways of contesting, the one by the law, the other by force. The first method is proper to men, the second to beasts. Every day, you are thrust into a battlefield of power, not with swords or armies, but with words, choices, and the subtle dynamics of human interaction. The throne is always contested, not in grand palaces, but in the quiet chambers of your mind and the corridors of your daily life. In every conversation, there is a struggle for dominance. Each glance exchanged carries the weight of unspoken intentions. Your mind is the true front line, where every thought is a soldier and every impulse a potential traitor. If you allow distractions, doubts, or complacency to infiltrate, you risk losing control of your inner realm. The cost of such failure is immediate and irreversible. Consider the predator in the wild. It does not wait for the hunt to come to it. It moves with purpose, seizing opportunities as they arise. Similarly, you must anticipate threats before they manifest. The first hour of your day is your tactical opportunity. How you begin sets the tone for every confrontation ahead. Transform the mundane into a high-stakes power contest. Every decision, no matter how trivial it seems, is a move on the chessboard of life. Your actions or inactions determine your position. To be untouchable, you must master the art of self-control. For in the end, the greatest battle is the one fought within. The throne is always contested. Will you rise to claim it, or will you let it slip through your fingers? The throne is always contested. Men are so simple of mind, and so much dominated by their immediate needs, that a deceitful man will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived. Niccolò Machiavelli, your mind is a fortress under constant siege. Every thought is a soldier, every impulse a potential traitor. In this realm, you are both the ruler and the battlefield. Let your defenses weaken, and the enemy distraction, doubt, and disorder will breach your gates. Fail to command your mind, and you risk being overthrown from within. Guarding the gates of thought is your first line of defense. Machiavelli emphasized the importance of discipline in warfare, stating, "Discipline in war counts more than fury." In the same way, mental discipline is paramount. Allowing your thoughts to wander unchecked is akin to leaving your gates unguarded. Each unchallenged thought is a spy for the enemy, gathering intelligence to undermine your sovereignty. To maintain control, you must train your mind as a general trains his army, rigorously and relentlessly. Emotional instability is a civil war within your own walls. When emotions run unchecked, they divide your forces, creating factions that vie for dominance. This internal strife weakens your position and invites external threats. Mastering your emotions is not about suppression, but about strategic control, using them as tools to fortify your rule rather than as weapons that can be turned against you. As a ruler consolidates power by unifying his realm, so must you unify your emotional landscape to maintain strength and coherence. You are the architect of your own reality. Just as a ruler shapes the destiny of his state, you shape the perception of your world. What you choose to focus on, what you deem important, and how you interpret events are all decisions within your control. Crafting your perception is akin to constructing a palace. Each thought, each belief, is a brick that builds the structure of your experience. To be untouchable, you must design a reality that serves your purpose, not one that succumbs to the whims of chance or external influence. Remember, the mind is your throne. Defend it with discipline. Unify it with emotional mastery, and design it with intentional perception. Fail to do so, and you risk being dethroned by forces within and without. Rise to the challenge, and you will command a kingdom that is unassailable. The throne is always contested. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolò Machiavelli, Dawn is not merely the start of a day, it is the opening move in the battle for your destiny. The first hour is your battlefield, and how you engage it determines the outcome of every confrontation that follows. Rise unprepared, and you surrender the initiative to chaos. Seize it with purpose, and you command the day. Seizing the dawn is your first offensive maneuver. Machiavelli understood the importance of initiative, stating, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." Your morning rituals are the men you station at the gates of your mind. Each action, be it meditation, exercise, or planning, is a soldier you deploy to secure your realm. Allow these rituals to falter, and your defenses weaken. Neglect them, and you invite disorder to breach your walls. Predicting and preempting threats is the essence of strategic foresight. Machiavelli advocated for preemptive action, recognizing that perceived dangers are as potent as real ones. By anticipating challenges before they manifest, you strike decisively, neutralizing potential adversaries before they can mobilize. This proactive stance transforms you from a reactive player into a master of the chessboard, dictating the flow of the game. Your morning is also a training ground for the mind. Just as a warrior hones his skills before battle, you must sharpen your intellect and fortitude at sunrise. Engage in practices that challenge both body and mind, physical exercise to build resilience and mental exercises to fortify focus. This dual discipline creates an inner legion, unwavering and formidable, ready to face the trials of the day. Remember, the dawn is your battlefield. Rise with purpose, predict and preempt challenges, and train your mind and body to be unyielding. Fail to do so, and you risk being overwhelmed by the forces of disorder. Embrace the morning as your proving ground, and you will command the day. The first hour is your battlefield. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Your mind is a kingdom. Every thought is a subject. Every impulse, a soldier. Unchecked, they rebel. Disciplined, they conquer. In the chaos of daily life, your mind is under siege. Distractions are the enemy's spies, slipping through the gates unnoticed. Emotions are traitors, sowing discord within your ranks. Without vigilance, your kingdom falls. Consider the great rulers of history. They didn't just command armies, they commanded themselves. Their minds were fortresses, their thoughts, loyal subjects. You must be the sovereign of your own mind. Guard the gates of your thoughts. Allow no uninvited guests. Train your emotions to serve, not to rebel. Shape your perceptions to reflect the reality you wish to create. Remember, the strength of your kingdom lies not in its walls, but in the discipline of its ruler. Master your mind, and you shall master your world. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. Your authority is not in your words, but in your presence. The mask you wear speaks before your voice ever does. It commands before you act. In a world where perception is reality, you must be the phantom that haunts the minds of others, not the shadow they can dismiss. Consider the predator. It doesn't announce its arrival with a roar. It moves with silent precision, its presence felt only when it's too late. The same applies to you. Your demeanor, your gaze, your posture. They are weapons more lethal than any blade. A slight shift in your stance, a deliberate pause before you speak, can unsettle the strongest of opponents. They may not know why, but they will feel it. This is the power of nonverbal dominance. History is replete with figures who understood this principle. Machiavelli himself observed that men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. It's not the strength of your arm, but the weight of your gaze that commands respect. When you enter a room, let your presence be felt before your words are heard. But presence alone is not enough. You must master the art of invisible influence. Like the chess master who controls the board without moving a piece, you can dominate without overt action. Subtlety is your ally. Let others make the moves. You will shape the game from the shadows. By withholding your intentions, you keep your adversaries off balance, never allowing them to anticipate your next move. Machiavelli's teachings emphasize the importance of perception in leadership. He wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Fear, when wielded correctly, ensures obedience and respect. But it's not about cruelty, it's about control. It's about creating an aura of unpredictability that keeps others on edge, unsure of your next action. In the modern world, this principle applies more than ever. Leaders who command respect are those who project confidence and decisiveness. They are not swayed by the opinions of others, but remain steadfast in their purpose. Their actions are deliberate, their words measured. They understand that in a world full of noise, silence can be the most powerful statement. To wield this power, you must first understand yourself. Your mask must be authentic, not a facade. It must align with your inner strength and purpose. When your external persona reflects your true self, it becomes an unbreakable shield. Others will see it, feel it, and respect it. Remember, authority is not granted. It is taken. It is not given. It is earned. And it begins with the mask you wear. Make it one that commands attention, that demands respect, and that leaves no room for doubt. Let your presence be your proclamation. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. The battlefield is not just outside you, it is within. The greatest threat you face is not the enemy you see, but the enemy you ignore, the one that resides in your own mind. If you cannot conquer your own weaknesses, how can you expect to dominate the world around you? To become a master strategist, you must first confront the deceiver within. Machiavelli warned, "Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions." This deception begins with self-delusion. You convince yourself that your flaws are insignificant, that your weaknesses are harmless. But these are the very vulnerabilities your enemies will exploit. If you cannot see the cracks in your own armor, how can you expect to defend against the blows of fate? Recognize your flaws before they are exposed. Conduct a ruthless self-assessment. Identify the areas where you falter, be it in discipline, focus, or decision-making. Acknowledge these weaknesses without excuses or justifications. Only then can you begin the process of elimination. Precision is your weapon. In the art of war, hesitation is death. Machiavelli emphasized the importance of swift and decisive action. He believed that a leader must strike with precision, eliminating threats before they can manifest. This principle applies not only to external enemies, but also to internal adversaries. Mental rehearsals are your training ground. Visualize your responses to challenges, anticipate obstacles, and plan your countermeasures. By mentally preparing for adversity, you sharpen your instincts and enhance your ability to act swiftly and effectively. Relentless self-training is your path to mastery. The greatest warriors are those who never cease to hone their skills. They train not only their bodies, but also their minds, cultivating resilience, focus, and strategic thinking. This continuous self-improvement ensures that when the moment of action arrives, you are ready to strike with lethal efficiency. The cost of failure is steep. A single moment of indecision, a single lapse in judgment, can lead to ruin. but the rewards of discipline are immense. Mastery over oneself leads to mastery over the world. Embrace the inner assassin. Eliminate self-deception. Strike with precision. Train relentlessly. Only then can you ascend to the throne of your own destiny. Master yourself, master the world. Make mistakes of ambition and not mistakes of sloth. Niccolò Machiavelli. You stand at the edge of your own potential, a beast hungry for conquest. But hunger alone won't carve your path. It must be disciplined, directed, and deadly. Machiavelli warned that ambition without action is futile. Sloth without consequence is fatal. Your instincts are your arsenal, but like a wolf, they must be trained, not tamed. Unchecked desire leads to chaos. Controlled hunger drives results. The disciplined predator knows when to strike and when to wait. In the modern arena, this translates to strategic aggression. Channel your intensity toward high-value objectives, not trivial skirmishes. The world is full of distractions. The true master focuses on the kill, not the chase. Embrace the alpha mindset. Assert dominance through visible and invisible signals. Weakness invites attacks. Your presence must command respect before you speak a word. Feed your inner wolf. Let ambition be your hunger and strategy your prey. In the game of power, only the relentless thrive. Feed the wolf within. Make mistakes of ambition and not mistakes of sloth. Niccolò Machiavelli. You stand at the edge of your own potential, a beast hungry for conquest. But hunger alone won't carve your path. It must be disciplined, directed, and deadly. Machiavelli warned that ambition without action is futile. Sloth without consequence is fatal. Your instincts are your arsenal, but like a wolf, they must be trained, not tamed. Unchecked desire leads to chaos. Controlled hunger drives results. The disciplined predator knows when to strike and when to wait. In the modern arena, this translates to strategic aggression. Channel your intensity toward high-value objectives, not trivial skirmishes. The world is full of distractions. The true master focuses on the kill, not the chase. Embrace the alpha mindset. Assert dominance through visible and invisible signals. Weakness invites attacks. Your presence must command respect before you speak a word. Feed your inner wolf. Let ambition be your hunger and strategy your prey. In the game of power, only the relentless thrive. Feed the wolf within. If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. Niccolò Machiavelli. In the crucible of power, your will must be forged like steel through relentless repetition, unyielding consistency, and a refusal to yield to weakness. This is the Iron Will ritual, a daily battle against your own inertia, a commitment to discipline that transforms you into an unbreakable force. Every day, you face micro-wars, small, seemingly insignificant choices that determine your trajectory. Each moment you choose action over comfort, focus over distraction, you win. These victories compound, building a foundation of strength that supports your ascent. Neglect them, and you erode your own power. Endurance is not born in ease, but in adversity. Your willpower is tested under pressure, not in comfort. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient you become. Seek out challenges. They are the crucible in which your strength is refined. Rituals are your armor. They condition your mind and body to anticipate and overcome challenges before they arise. By embedding discipline into your daily routine, you create a fortress of habits that protect you from the chaos of the world. Remember, power is not granted. It is earned through relentless self-mastery. Each day is an opportunity to reinforce your will, to sharpen your focus, to build your empire from within. Forge your will, the world will follow. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. Niccolò Machiavelli. In the shadowed halls of power, where whispers shape destinies and silence commands more than words, your presence must be a fortress, not built of stone, but of perception. A fortress so formidable that enemies hesitate, allies rally, and the world bends to your will. Cesare Borgia, a name that echoes through the annals of history, understood this truth. His rise was not marked by grand declarations, but by an aura of invulnerability. He did not wait for threats to materialize, he became the threat. His every move was deliberate, his every gesture calculated. In his presence, hesitation was perilous. Commanding respect is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of design. Your posture, your gaze, the stillness you project. These are weapons. They speak louder than words, louder than actions. A leader who cannot command respect is like a king without a crown, powerless, vulnerable. But respect is not enough. You must fortify your position with invisible defenses, psychological and strategic safeguards that prevent exploitation. These are the silent sentinels that guard your empire. They are not seen, but they are felt. Consider the modern battlefield of corporate warfare. Leaders who project confidence, who make decisions swiftly and decisively, command respect. Their presence alone can deter challenges. They are not just participants in the game, they are the game. To ascend above ordinary competition, you must embody the final predator, a being who balances ruthlessness, strategy, and wisdom. You must be both the lion and the fox, fearless and cunning. Your every move must be a calculated step toward dominance. Remember, power is not given, it is taken. It is seized with intent, held with strength, and maintained with wisdom. To be untouchable, you must first make yourself indispensable. To be feared, you must first be respected. So, stand tall, speak little, and let your actions carve your legacy. In the end, it is not the loudest voice that commands respect, but the most resolute presence. I am the storm that silence fears. Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. Niccolò Machiavelli. In the crucible of existence, where chaos prowls and hesitation is fatal, you stand not as a soldier, but as the general of your own fate. Every lesson you've carved into your mind, every ritual honed at dawn, every silent strike of your inner assassin, all converge now. This is the apex, the summit where preparation becomes instinct, where discipline becomes armor, and where you become untouchable. Absolute control over self and surroundings is no longer a concept. It is your nature. You move with the precision of a predator that knows the terrain, the wind, the shadows. Cesare Borgia did not merely react, he commanded perception. His mind was a fortress, his presence a deterrent. Modern leaders who dominate industries, who turn hesitation into paralysis for their competitors, follow the same principle: command yourself first, and the world will obey. Your thoughts are soldiers, your emotions a disciplined phalanx. Do not let idle impulses or indecision betray your throne. See every distraction, every threat, every whisper of doubt, and neutralize it before it reaches your gates. Integration of ritual, strategy, and ruthlessness transforms preparation into pure, kinetic power. The daily micro-wars you waged against laziness, fear, and distraction now manifest as instinctive dominance. Your morning battles, the stillness that sharpened your senses, the ruthless purges of weak links in your life, all fuse into a seamless arsenal. Each decision flows without hesitation. Each movement becomes inevitable. You no longer wonder what to do. You already know. Just as Alexander the Great combined relentless ambition with calculated tactics, your preparation now dictates the battlefield. Hunger drives you, strategy guides you, and discipline ensures that every action strikes with maximum impact. You are no longer merely a player in the arena. You have become the arena itself. The archetype of dominance is born from relentless self-mastery. Enemies feel your presence before you act. Allies sense the inevitability of your will. You radiate authority not through words, but through posture, gaze, and the gravity of your movement. The predator does not announce itself. It exists as a force that cannot be ignored, a law that bends the game around it. In this transformation, hesitation dies, chaos retreats, and power becomes both shield and weapon. Every skill you cultivated, the morning assaults, the silent patience, the ruthless eliminations, the mask of command, the inner predator, the feeding of the wolf, the iron-willed rituals, merges into one living entity. You are invulnerable not because others fear you, but because you have no vulnerabilities left exposed. Your mind is a throne, your will a blade, your strategy a fortress. The battlefield of life recognizes you, not as a participant, but as its apex. Do not falter, do not compromise, do not allow the lessons of blood, sweat, and quiet conquest to decay into memory. Stand in the center of your empire and let the fusion of mind, body, and strategy radiate outward. Every glance you cast, every decision you make, every move you execute carries the weight of inevitability. You are untouchable because you have become the law, the predator, the sovereign of your own existence. I am the apex. I bend the battlefield to my will. Men in power either loved or feared, but never both. Niccolò Machiavelli. Every day is a throne, and every choice is a decree. You have built your empire not from luck, but from relentless action, discipline, and strategy. The morning battles you fight over your mind, the silent patience you wield like a weapon, the ruthless elimination of weakness, all of it culminates here. This is not a suggestion, this is your command. Assert your power consistently, without hesitation, without compromise. Habitual mastery is the armor that renders you untouchable. Daily assertion of power is non-negotiable. Just as an emperor maintains vigilance over every corner of his domain, you must conquer your distractions, your fears, your impulses. Small victories over inertia become compounded authority. Every micro-decision you execute with precision, every moment you refuse comfort for discipline, strengthens the foundation of dominance. History remembers the rulers who were constant, relentless, unyielding, the Borgia, the Roman generals, the captains of industry, and forgets those who faltered in trivialities. Do not falter. Make your daily actions your empire's strongest battlements. Legacy through influence extends beyond the self. The impact of your command radiates outward, shaping environments, molding allies, and intimidating adversaries without a single word. Your sovereignty is not measured by who you defeat today, but by the structures you leave behind, the systems you control, the minds you influence. Julius Caesar did not only conquer, he imposed order, set precedent, and created a lineage of authority that outlasted his lifetime. Your consistency in power becomes the framework for generations, a standard that others aspire to yet cannot reach. The mantra of the untouchable transforms identity into destiny. Internalize it. Repeat it. Let it echo in your mind as the pulse of your empire. It is the sharp edge of your will, the silent roar of your sovereignty, the constant reminder that hesitation is death and mastery is life. This is the culmination of every ritual, every strike, every lesson. You are the sovereign of your own world. Your mind is a fortress, your actions are laws, your presence is dominion. Rule your throne every day. Command your world with precision, shape your legacy with intention, become untouchable. I am the sovereign. I command all.